What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your love and hip hop season. I wrote it down. And let me say this: I never did the love and hip hop review from last week, and I totally apologize. The episode just didn't do a lot for me, and I was going to do the video, and I just kept putting it off and putting it off, and I realized, oh shit, it's Monday again. But last week's episode, this is season 5, episode 10 and 11, right? All right, so last week's episode, it just wasn't a lot there, y'all. We had the girls went to London, so they did the whole thing with them getting on the plane and them showing up at the nice Airbnb and talking. Oh, they ain't really argue, but they were figuring out rooms. And Bridget Kelly wanted them to walk, and Nikki Baby was like, "I don't do that, and I'm gonna get my car." And then they hired. They went to get authentic fish and chips, and it was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was cute. It was fun, but it wasn't really a lot there until it was a couple of little cat, it's because whenever you have a bunch of women, you're going to get some cattiness. But nothing major to me. Tierra Marie was kind of in her feelings about the fact that she felt like Paris kept bringing up the sex tape, and she was like, I came here to avoid the sex tape. Why does she keep bringing it up? She's joking like it's a joke and it's not funny. But Paris is that person. Paris just, I don't think she can be serious, and I think the way she deals with stuff is through humor. But Tierra was like, it's just not funny to me. And if you believe Tierra's version of the story, I can see where she's coming from. I just think part of the problem is none of them really believe her version of the story. And I think that's what part of the problem, that why they keep joking and making light of it. I think they just ain't really feeling her story. They went on a tour of London, saw all the hot spots and the highlights. They went on a beer crawl. What do they call them? Beer crawl, pub crawl, whatever they call them. And Paris, now this is where Paris, in my opinion, where Paris sort of went left. Paris was trying to get her to drink. Tierra is an alcoholic. And she's admitted that she has had some drinks since she's been out of rehab. But she really shouldn't be drinking anything. And if you're her friend, to try to encourage her to have a drink, tell my son, well, it's just one drink. For one addict, that's all it takes. That's all it takes is one drink. So Paris, again, now, you not believing the sex tape is one thing, but you're trying to get that girl to drink, that's another conversation. But Tierra made a good decision. She left the bar, and then she ended up leaving and going home. The other big thing that happened in London was Bridget Kelly is there to promote her album, so she had some press coming through the house. She's out doing interviews. Brooke decides that she's going to take it upon herself to crash the damn interview. Well, so Brooke and Simply Brittany, Just Brittany, whatever the child's name is, they go out there and they basically invade the interview, which was really fucked up because Bridget is trying to be all be all professional and positive, and they come out there, Brooke eating a banana and talking about, yeah, this my girl, and Brooke talking about something, I'm just trying to spice it up. They were looking bored. That's not your call. That wasn't your interview. That's not your situation. It's not your project that's being promoted. That is not your call. And I thought that was kind of fucked up on Brooke's part for her to do that. Because if the situation had been reversed and somebody did that to her, she would be ready to fight. So I just think that was fucked up. Tierra Marie came out, and she got on her nightgown and shit. And she came out to let them know dinner was ready because she had cooked some chicken. And the interviewers were like, oh, wow, Tierra Marie, come on over, let's talk. And they end up asking her about the sex tape. And then one of them says to her, well, where can we go watch it? A lot. Crossed the line. That was so inappropriate. So wrong and so inappropriate. And Tierra got upset. She got up because she was actually entertaining them at first. But when they went there, she got up, she walked off, and she, went in her room and she was pissed off. That's where the episode picks up with the interview. So I'm going to come back to that. The other thing that happened last week, Apple Watts, she signed the contract with the manager. She stood the manager up. To me, that scene was so reminiscent of, if you look at growing up hip-hop in Atlanta, that happened last season with Deb Atney and, what's my girl? She's a stripper. Deb Atney is trying to help her. She disappeared. Deb Atney found her at the strip club. She pulled her off, talking about something. Look, you got to make a decision. If you're going to work with me, I'll make you some money. I'm going to take care of you. But you can't do both. You gotta make a decision. And old girl was like, this how I make my money. I'm not making any money right now, and this is what I need to do to survive. And it just was so, I was like, this is the same fucking scene, like almost the same dialogue. Like, come on, y'all, be original. But anyway, April Watts talking about some, look, I gotta pay my bills, and it's just hard for me to trust people, and I'm sorry I stood you up, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Anyway, what else happened last week? I think that was pretty much majorly it. If I miss anything, sorry. So this week, the episode picks up with the girls over in London. Tierra Marie, she done ran in the room. She pissed off. And Bridget Kelly kind of laid out Brooke and was like, look, you were fucking... Oh, and Brooke gets Bridget Kelly to agree to let Just Brittany open up for her in front of the bloggers. So, of course, now she has no choice but to let Just Brittany open up for her. So, Brooke is pissed off. She was like, that was my interview. I'm here promoting my product, and you just came in and you took over, and it was just real unprofessional. It was really fucked up, and I'm so pissed off right now. And Brooke, messy ass, was like, I understand why she mad, but oh well, the interview was boring, and I bought it some life. Bitch, that wasn't your call, and you was wrong. Wrong is 2 left feet wrong. But y'all know Brooke don't give a fuck. Brooke is just messy to be messy. Like, I really want Brooke to go into the studio and make an album, because you just messy to be messy. Like, you would just... Anyway. Then we cut over to Ray J and Rockstar. And Rockstar's congratulating Ray J and welcoming him into the fold, because Princess had the baby. They had their baby special. My DVR picked it up. I'm going to watch it and see if I'm have anything to say about it. But she has the baby, so, Ray J is like, wow, this is just a feeling like I never felt before. I didn't expect this. And him and Rockstar talking, and Ray J was like, I think, a lot of my friends are fathers, and we're a positive role model for our kids. We are part of our kids' lives, and I think, we need to do what do you say? Father Figure Friday. That's it. Father Figure Friday. And Rockstar was like, yeah, I'm with it. I'm down. And they joking or whatever. And, of course, Rockstar being the asshole that he is, talking about Lyrica, because they were like, well, we're not going to invite A1 because he ain't a father yet. And we don't even know if that's his baby, if he the father. And Rockstar talking about how he slept with Lyrica, but he know it ain't his because he done strapped up 3 times and it ain't his baby, but he said that he did sleep with Lyrica. And Ray J being fucking messy and think the shit's funny. So then we cut to a beach house. Lyrica and A1 and tricked their mamas to come into the beach house to try to make up. They told them, look, y'all got to make up because the baby's coming. We've moved past all the drama. We need y'all to move past the drama. So look, we rented a beach house up the street. This is y'all's beach house, so y'all can get together, get along, figure it out, and work it out. Really? That's what y'all thought was a good idea? Every time these two get together, they ready to fight. But y'all thought it was a good idea to leave them in a fucking house for the weekend by themselves? Really? That's what y'all thought was going to happen? That's what y'all thought was a good idea? Now they did talk and they got a little tense, but then they kind of agreed to get along and move forward and move on and be ready for the baby and be happy grandparents. And they decided they was going to go out to the beach and sit on the sand. I'll come back to that because that was the last scene of the episode. So I'll come back to the two of them. Apple Watts and her dad. Remember, Apple agreed to go to therapy. So she's with the therapist with her dad. And she's like, look, at the end of the day, this baby been through so much. She said she was in 35 to 40 foster homes. And she didn't run away in the beginning. She started running away after she was being abused. She said she was physically abused. She was sexually abused. She was neglected. She said they wouldn't feed her sometimes. Sometimes they'd leave her out in the hallway. And, she said that she's been through a lot and, a lot of trauma, and that it's hard for her to trust. It's hard for her to let people in because she's built this up through the tragedy, through the trauma. And I 100% understand why this baby is the way she is. And I say baby, this woman is, she's a grown woman, but I just feel for her, So her father, they go into therapy. The therapist is there. And basically the father is like, she reached out to me and I know I fucked up. He's very like, look, I know I did this. I know I fucked up. I know that I was not there for her like I should have been there for her, and a lot of what happened to her really is my fault. By default, it is my fault. He said, but at this point, what is it that I need to do? And he said something about, she just needs to trust me because because the therapist said, well, she's been hurt a lot. She's been abused. She's been sexually abused. She's been through a lot of trauma. And the father was like, yeah, but I'm not trying to have sex with her. And April went off and was like, see, what are you talking about? Like, no, don't do that. Don't go there. And she got really pissed off, which I would have too, because why are you reducing my problems with you to, well, I'm not trying to have sex with her, so she shouldn't feel that way about me. No, all men in her life have let her down, starting with you. And it wasn't always about men that wanted to sleep with her. It was about men who made promises and broke them, starting with you. You knew you had a fucking child out there all that time, and you never reached out to her. Like the fact that she even found you on Facebook. You didn't go looking for her. And now to say, well, I didn't know all this was going on. Of course you didn't know. You didn't want to know. You didn't care to know. You didn't try to know. And that was really fucked up on your part. Really, really fucked up on your part. That you did not look for your child. It didn't hit you when this woman never came after you for child support. This woman never came after you to be a part of your child's life. And you never wanted to be a part of your child's life, even after you remarried and had your own children. So she has a right to be however angry with you she is. She has 100% every right to be as angry with you as she wants to be. Because you. But I think towards the end, what they agreed was, because he was trying to go from 0 to 100, and April was like, whoa, bruh, like, you can't go from not being a part of my life to call me wanting to give me advice and trying to be daddy of the year. Like, I'm not ready for that. So they agreed for somewhere in the middle. Like, don't disappear, because that's just gonna confirm all of her insecurities and all of her mistrust. Don't disappear. Just bring it down to about a 50. Like right now you on 100. I need you at a 50. And so that's what they agreed to. So I pray that he stays the course and he understands, and that they continue therapy, because one therapy session is not going to process. But I hope that they're able to build on to that, Alright, Father Figure Friday. The men are just as bad as the women. Do you hear me? Ray J, catty, bitchy, messy ass. He is Solo, Lucci, Ray J, and Marcus, and they have to go-kart, whatever. They racing go-karts, and they supposed to be Father Figure Friday, but they over there catty and gossiping like women, because they said, well, where's A1? Ray J talking about something. Well, we don't really know if A1 is a father yet, so I ain't invite him, but I did invite Rockstar. Now, Lucci, remember that Rockstar is the dude that A1 got a problem with. So at the beginning, Lucci is like, yeah, I can't really fuck with you because, I'm with my man A1. I can't really fuck with you. Until he found out Rockstar is the producer. He was like, oh, you Rockstar the producer? Oh. Then all of a sudden, he giving him high fives and shit and dapping him up. Now all of a sudden, you cool because you feel like he can do something for you. You fucked up, Lucci. That's fucked up. Because one minute you was like, that's my man A1. I can't fuck with him. Till you found out who he really was. Then it was like, oh, well, wait a minute. Maybe. Then we have Marcus, and Marcus was like, no. Marcus was like, I can't really fuck with you. Like, I don't really, nope. He was like, I'm not really feeling this. Oh, I'm sorry, rewind. Before Rockstar showed up, the guys was talking, and Lucci told everybody that he's sleeping with Nikki, baby. Only reason why I brought that up is because it comes up later on, because who cares? Because I don't. But anyway, so Rockstar shows up, and like I said, Marcus ain't really feeling it, and Rockstar starts talking about, and Ray J's instigating this whole situation, talking about some, yeah, well, we don't know, I'm bringing Rockstar into the fold, because Rockstar is really a daddy, we don't know what A1 is, because on top of Safari, other people done been in there, done dipped in there, and come to Rockstar talking about some, yeah, because, after Safari took her for a ride, I got in the car, and it was a bumpy ride, and all this other stuff. Marcus was like, hold up. You saying you got down with Lyrica? Is that what you saying? You saying you got her? And Ray J talking about some, ain't that what he said? He said he rode on the car. Marcus was like, nah. Fuck the analogies. Put it on the table. Did you sleep with Lyrica? Marcus talking about some yes. So, I mean, Rockstar talking about yes. So Marcus was like, the night that we all got together and we was playing poker, A1 was there to defend himself when we brought up the situation with Safari. He said, but this, I'm really not with this. I'm not with a situation where this dude is sitting here talking about sleeping with another man's wife and he ain't here to defend himself or his wife, and I'm out. And Marcus left. And you know what? Now, I don't know why the fuck you messing with messy ass fucking Brooke, but I appreciate that you did that. He rolled out. He was like, I'm really not a part of this. I'm gonna go finish racing my motherfucking cars. I ain't got nothing to do with this. Oh, Lord. Back across the pond. The girls decide they're going to go to high tea. Now, let me tell you something. High tea is great. I didn't go to high tea when I was in London, but I have gone to high tea before. Tea is great. It lets you dress up. It lets you feel like, something special. I like it. It always makes me feel, you get to get dressed up and be all prim and proper. And, my mother made me take all them etiquette classes and shit. And as you can tell, but I know how to be. I know how to do it. So it's nice to use those skills every once in a while. Eat somewhere where you have to, do certain things and follow certain etiquette. But anyway, so the ladies are all dressed up and they're out having high tea. And Brooke decides that, oh, no, it wasn't Brooke. Was it Brittany? Anyway, somebody decided they're going to play Never Have I Ever. And it's funny because I just did a tag called Never Have I Ever. Check it out, y'all. If y'all haven't looked at it, check it out. And Kelly Love did his already. I don't know if anybody else I tagged has done theirs yet. I'm going to have to follow up with the people I tagged. But Kelly Love has done his. So y'all check out Duchess Kelly Love's tag too. Anyway, but Never Have I Ever is basically a drinking game where you talk about things that you have or haven't done. I've played it with bubblegum. I played it at a baby shower one time with that old-fashioned bubblegum. And every time, instead of taking a drink, every time you've done something that somebody said, you had to put a piece of gum in your mouth, and then at the end you saw how many pieces of gum were left. It was fun. It was a fun game. It wasn't a baby shower. I'm sorry. It was a bridal shower. And we had a good time. It was funny because we learned some things about our parents because, like, a couple of the mothers were there. Some questions that were asked and gum was eaten that we were not comfortable with. I was like, what? Mama, did you just put that gum in your mouth? Did you just what? Anyway, so it was fun. It's a fun game, but I've played it with alcohol as well. And so they were doing it as a hand. You put your hand up, and for each thing you did, you have to put a finger down or something like that. So Nikki asked a question about somebody asked about have you ever sucked toes. Somebody else has asked have you ever been in a threesome. For whatever reason, Brooke felt like Nikki was being shady towards her. So she was like, well, she gonna be shady towards me, I can throw the shade back. So then she gonna say, is anybody, never have I ever slept with Solo Lucci? And then she gonna look at Nikki. Nikki was like, I don't know why the fuck you looking at me. I ain't never slept with Solo Lucci. And Nikki was like, and if I did, so what? I don't have no problem saying who I did, who I slept with, who I didn't sleep with. I can sleep with whoever the fuck I want to sleep with. It turned into one of those moments. But Brooke, you messy. Because clearly Marcus texted you that information. And you couldn't wait to let the world know or throw it back out there. But according to Nikki, baby, it ain't true. Now, she might just not want to admit that she slept with Solo Lucci. I probably wouldn't want to admit it either. That's not something that I would probably put out there. So maybe that's what the situation was about. I don't know. But neither here nor there. It turned into a moment. But the moment sort of passed. Moniece was like, look, I don't understand why we gotta be so fucking catty. Either you fuck with somebody or you don't. And if you don't mess with somebody, if you got a problem with somebody, put it on the table. And either we gonna agree to be friends and move on, or we gonna agree that we don't get along, we don't like each other, and we gonna stay out each other's way. But either way, let's stop with the innuendos. Let's stop with the slick talk. Let's stop with the throwing shade. Put the shit on the table. Either we fuck with each other or we don't. And I said, you know what, Moniece, I ain't even mad at you because that's on point. That's it. That's on point. So they kind of get past the moment. They end up going to the show. Just Brittany opens up. Bridget Kelly does her show. Paris ended up being the MC. She did her thing. And she mentioned that she auditioned for a movie. We know that she's actually got the movie because it's coming out pretty soon. Her Marla Negra from Love and Hip Hop Miami. Tammy Roman is in it. It looks like a Weekend with Bernie's, but with black women. Their boss dies, and they gotta nobody needs to know she's dead until some sort of deal has to be closed. That's what it looks like. It looks like just a remake of Weekend with Bernie's with black women. Anyway, but I'm happy for her. Congrats to her. Shout out. So the performance seems to have gone well. Everybody's cool. They go to the after party. And Nikki decides she's going to go home. She said, this is the 3-year anniversary of my brother dying. I thought these girls would keep my mind off of it, but I can't do the drama. And I just need to be with my family right now, and I'm going home. I can respect that. As somebody who's lost a sibling, my older brother passed away. And actually, the anniversary of his death is coming up. It's at the end of this month. And it doesn't get any easier. And I definitely understand. I don't think that was for the show. I don't think that was bullshit. I think that what she said is probably valid. She thought she would go to London. It would be cool. But if we're going to be throwing shade and it's going to be some bullshit, I'm just going to go be with my family and do what I normally do and mourn how we mourn. I understand. I mean, again, sometimes I say this all the time when reality TV meets reality, and I think this is one of those examples of reality TV meeting reality. I absolutely believe that Nikki, I do think that it was precipitated by the bullshit, but I think that Nikki probably just felt like, you know what, I just want to be home. I want to be with my family. I want to do whatever it is that they do to remember her brother. So I feel her on that. Like I do. Like I said, I know what I go through. Twice a year, I go through it on the anniversary of his death, and I go through it on when his birthday comes around. So I get it. Anyway, moving on before I have a moment. So we leave off. Look, this is what I know. I know that the YouTubers that review this show are going to have a fucking field day on this last scene. I just can't do it, y'all. I cannot do it. The two mothers go out to the beach. They are in their bathing suits. And they start off cool. Lyrica's mama shows A1's mama videotape of the sonogram when they went to the doctor and they saw the sonogram, a video of it. A1's mother gets mad. She told my son, well, why wasn't I there? Nobody invited me. I don't know anything about it. And Lyrica's mother told her right. She said, well, Lyrica invited me. You need to talk to A1 about it. Maybe, she was like, I don't know why he didn't invite you, but Lyrica invited me. You need to ask A1 why, he didn't invite you. Well, A1's mother took it to a whole extreme. She said, he must not have invited me because he still ain't convinced that the baby is his. What? No, he didn't invite you because every time he invites you, your mother and her mother get around each other. It's a fucking fight. And they ain't want to have a fight at the damn doctor's office. Also, you are the one that don't believe that the baby is his, not him. And he don't need that negativity around him. He don't want the negativity around him. That's why they locked y'all asses up in this goddamn beach house. So y'all can get along. So y'all can come to the baby events together and there won't be no problems. That's the whole purpose of this activity. So she gets mad about that. So then she says, well, how would you feel about a DNA test? I just feel like that a DNA test needs to be had. So Lyrica's mother was like, see, here you go with this bullshit. We was getting along. Everything was cool. Why are you talking? She said, so you basically telling me that you still believe this whole safari shit. I'm not saying that I believe it. I'm just saying I just think a DNA test needs to be had. She was like, so you believe that my daughter cheated on A1. That's what you're saying. If you think we need a DNA test, then you think that my daughter cheated on A1. I'm not saying she cheated. I'm just saying we need to be sure. Then, bitch, you saying she cheated. Then they get to fighting. A1 mama get up, and she get to throw the chair. Lyrica mama, security done ran up in there. They got Lyrica mama pinned down in the sand. They holding A1 mama back. It was an ugly scene from every aspect and in every way I could say it. I ain't going to sit here and talk about people mama. But what I am going to say is I hope they paid y'all a lot of money to do that scene because it was too much. It was too much. And I hope that check had a lot of zeros at the end of it. And with that, I'm done.